I&M Canal, Illinois and Michigan Canal. Yep. Just walked past a guy coming the other direction here, cruising along his electric bike. He's about 20 years my senior. Got the Ukrainian flag hanging off the back, jamming Ozzy from a boombox strapped to the bike rack. Yeah. Oh, just walked away from Utica, Illinois, and we'll be walking back. And today we've got about another mile beyond the mile, or 4.5 miles beyond the mile we've already done, to hit our turnaround point at Buffalo Rock State Park. We'll hit that, turn around, come back, and it'll be well after dark by then, as it is currently about 2:15 in the afternoon. If you look around, that was fast, huh? You look around, it is a very bright, sunny February day. It is 68 degrees down here, with a light breeze with some gusts that come up, but just a gorgeous day to be out hiking. I'm going to get a little warm until that sun starts going down. Here's your canal. Yeah, we left the road behind, kind of a broken asphalt kind of thing, hit a gate, and eventually that turned into this little gravel 2-track, which is very nice walking right now. Some geese out there in the water. The canal is kind of opened up into a little wetland area. The vibe out here today is a little off-putting. I'm feeling good, mostly, and the weather's great, but I've seen several peoples out here today, and when I was in Utica, there's a small group of tourists snapping pictures, and most of them really seemed like they wanted their day to be done. I've had some people go by on bicycles, and nobody really seemed all that friendly. Exchange greetings, but it was more like, Ugh. So, and then the last 3 residences that passed on the broken road back there, all beat up, ramshackle places with broken boards everywhere and metal pieces I could not readily identify. One of them had a small shipping container, and all of them, each one of them, had their own version of a white panel van. Well, the path runs mostly west to east as we're traveling it right now, and over this way it's hard to see through all the brambles, but you can see the canal right there, wetlands beyond it, some woods, some very low bluffs. I mean, if they're 30 feet high, I would be surprised. You can just kind of tell the trees are a little bit taller. On the other side, however, if you look across, this is another wetland. Actually, it's supposed to be a farm field, but it looks like a wetland now. Geese were in there. There is some actual farm field, and then the Illinois River. And you see those big bluffs that are right across over there, nice tall ones. That is Starved Rock State Park, and just past it is Mathiasen State Park. These are some really cool places to visit. They've got campgrounds, picnic areas, hiking trails, several miles of hiking trails, all that wind along through these deep sandstone canyons. Absolutely spectacular any time of the year. However, get there before 8:30 in the morning or you won't get a parking spot. Check that bluff out. First I thought it was a quarry pile. Let's see if the trail takes us closer. Well, that white sandstone prominence we saw there is the major feature of what's called the Higbee Ravine. And right on the other side of the Higbee Ravine, both to its north and its west, are 2 large sand mines. This water right here comes flowing out of a creek that flows through the canal, through the wetlands, through the canal, down through here, through some more wetlands, and into the Illinois River. And it drains straight out of a sand mine. So we're 3.5-ish miles in, and about another maybe 1.75 to go to get to our turnaround point, I think. Nice. Look at that, huh? Oh, yeah. Taking a break here on the way back. We're right at the western edge of Buffalo River State Park, and before Joliet wandered up the Illinois River in 1673, this area of Buffalo River State Park had long been a gathering place for the Illinois tribe. And right across the river there is a large village of Kaskaskia, and that is now Starved Rock State Park. Started there 3 years ago and made it to there. That's where we started today. That's where we are right now. Eventually, you're going to make it all the way to there. This is pretty fantastic walking right now. What now remains of the Illinois are found mostly in Oklahoma after having been moved to Kansas in the 1830s. They are known as the Peoria Indian Tribe of Oklahoma. We have about an hour and a half left of walking back, and it will be in the dark. We have some good moonlight behind us, though. The moon is right up overhead. It's about 3/4 full. But right where we are, we're as far away from any road as you can be on this entire trail. Take it. I'm extremely fortunate to be right here, right now. And we're out here for day 2 of our day-and-a-half adventure. This time we're going to walk into, around, and back out of Ottawa, Illinois. So probably about a 13-mile day. It is, there was sunshine earlier this morning. It's 7:20 in the morning right now, and when I walked out at about 6:45, it was sunny. It is not going to be sunny today, and the wind is going to pick up, and it's only 28 degrees, which is 40 degrees cooler than it was yesterday when we were hiking. So we went from summer to winter overnight. All right, let's get on down the trail and see what we can see. Well, we walked next to the road for probably a solid mile and a half here before we dip in, but we're getting closer and closer to humanity with every step. Right now, it's kind of peaceful with just a couple cars passing here and there. The sound and whine of the fans from the silica mine that's about a mile and a half as crow flies. And LaSalle County Nursing Home is over there along with the landfill. And no, they don't have any partnership agreements that I'm aware of. And for most of today, what remains of the canal is just this little strip of wetlands, and often you can see back in there it actually disappears as the woods take it over. That's going to be the pattern of today. The very progress that the canal encouraged is the one that was its demise. Oh, that's kind of cool. This is marked on Google Earth as the hidden bridge. Yeah, it's like an old railroad bridge. Now, I'm definitely not walking across it, but many do. Piles of big pieces of wood stacked up there against one of the bridge foundations. Come back in here and have a little party. Here we have lock number 12. There's 17 locks that were built along the canal that help navigate. It's a 140-foot drop. This bench here is a little piece of history. You can see that it was clearly at one time painted American flag, and this little indentation held a tag or a plaque or whatever you want to call it for the Boy Scouts of America. And the Boy Scouts of America got their start here in Ottawa thanks to William Boyce, which is a name that if you walk anywhere around in LaSalle County, you're going to see a lot of William Boyce. One little feature of this trail is very frequently there's just these little cleared areas where you can pull your bike off to the side, let somebody by, take a break, take a picture. That's really pretty handy on a rail trail where you're usually stuck on a corridor between two little creeks. It's always one of the fun things of these hikes here is when you meet a local. And just had about a 10-minute chat with a guy who lives just up ahead here and walks a couple miles in this trail every day if he can, and a little bit about his history in life. And both have the same attitude. We both have some kind of joint issue. Mine back, his is hip, and we just get out. We do what we can, and we take advantage of what's around us. He likes getting out to Mathiasen and Starved Rock State Park when he can. He's hiked and biked a lot of this section of the trail. Yeah, really cool, really cool. And first person I've seen all day today. It's 9:30 in the morning, and he's the first person I've seen, and he said that he's seen one runner. So it's the three of us out here right now. We're at that road crossing. We're at Ottawa proper. They have about 20,000-ish souls that live there. And Ottawa, well, it was either named after the Ottawa tribe that was in this area but really didn't call this place of it home, or it's the Illinois word for Awade, which means to trade. And as usual with so many of these renamings of things, either one works for me. As advertised, here's our first road crossing. This is Boyce Memorial Drive. Remember that name, Boyce, William Boyce. And just down there is Thornton Park, named after the 23rd President of the United States, Thornton Mellon. And when you do come here for your adventure and you bring your bicycle, right there, just off the trail, is the Bike Shop of Ottawa. Watch the sign. And out on these hikes, particularly these urban hikes, you're walking through town dressed like I am, backpack, all in orange. You're going to draw some people's curiosity. And I come prepared for that. I come for the strange looks, the people poking their heads out their house windows, following me around. You also have to come prepared for those people whose social filters have never been in place or have eroded over time. And those people usually have something kind of going on clinically. But it's also pretty interesting. I had a talk with a guy, probably homeless from the looks of it, but clearly a wanderer of sorts. We spent almost 20 minutes talking, and I'd just taken a break, so it was kind of cold, and I wanted to get moving. But, these guys typically have had quite a life. Some of it you can believe and some of it you can't, but they got stories to tell and no one to tell it to. Alright, and here we are. We are approaching the bridge over the Fox River. And for you Wisconsinites, nope, not that Fox River. It's a different Fox River. Really nice park. We'll be heading down there shortly. Let's go check out the bridge. All kinds of geese over on the Fox River. Yeah, back in the day of the Fox River, many parts of it were far too shallow to navigate. I don't know what it is today, and that made Ottawa here a very important portage location. Otherwise, it was a very long portage to the north to the Chicago River. Really quite a pretty little park in here. They even have a disc golf course that goes through here. I did not bring my discs with me today. But yeah, it's pretty neat. Worth a trip back. I like it. Ottawa was at one time also known as the Radium City. There was a plant here where they used to paint the reflective dials on watches. So mostly girls and women would be employed at that plant. And then there's just a naturally high level of radium in the soil around here. There are still parts of this city that are radioactive. Just in case, I brought my own water. playground up there. It's got its own sandstone bluff. Well, and this will all look familiar. We are back on the towpath, heading back. Got about